Welcome to Cheers. I'm your host, Avery Woods. Hi, Brooke.
Hello.
Thank you for having me at your home.
Of course. I love to do it here. This is the easiest thing ever.
Oh, I'm so glad. It's so cute and cozy. It's even better in person.
Thank you. I try really hard. Well, I copy straight off of Pinterest.
Yeah,
I literally
same.
find a photo and copy everything.
Yeah, same. Yeah, this couch, cozy vibes. I love it. I'm so glad we're finally meeting because I feel like everyone tells us we need to meet. We have the same energy, same vibe.
We do. I feel like since the beginning of time, I feel like people have commented like that we look alike.
Oh,
Which now I don't.
I'm flattered because.
No, have you not seen that?
No, you're so hot,
No,
like
first of all,
insanely hot.
Please be serious for a second.
Yeah.
I get you, and then I get Whitney from Mormon Wives.
Oh, a little bit in the eyes for her, just because the like bright blue eyes, but your eyes are like mesmerizing in person.
Thank you.
And the body's tea.
I'm like, keep going.
You're like, don't stop. And your cats are so cute.
Thank
If you guys are watching,
you
you can see her kitty in a sweater on her lap.
Oh.
Yeah, he's so cute. What's his name again?
Mouse.
Mouse. Yeah,
I have
he's
Mouse and
adorable.
Murphy.
I love him. Okay, well, first of all, congratulations. You're engaged.
Thank you.
Let me see that rock. Yeah, it's iconic. Did you know what style of ring you wanted?
I knew exactly. Well, at first I wanted oval, and so we really attached ourselves to oval. We looked at a million, and then I saw one marquee on like Pinterest or something, and I attached myself to it. I could never think about anything else. So,
well, it's a classic. It's never going to age, and the solitaire is. You'll be amazing with a wedding band. Like you can match anything to it. You can stack them. You're going to have fun with it.
I love it everywhere I go now. I'm like this.
Oh, it's your entire personality, as it should be. You need to relish in this moment. It's exciting.
I am.
You kind of knew it was coming, yeah? I saw you kind of talk about having an idea that it was coming. Did you know it was coming on this trip?
No, it actually wasn't on the trip. It happened like almost a month ago now, and then I just now announced it.
Okay.
I knew it was coming because we've talked about it since we were like in the beginning stage.
Yeah.
I just knew immediately that we were going to get married.
Yeah.
So I knew probably that it was going to happen before we went to Australia, because he just kept saying like when we're in Australia we'll probably be engaged.
Mm-hmm.
And so I knew it was coming, but I was so genuinely surprised.
Really?
It was his birthday, so I wore like a skirt and a tank top and no makeup.
Oh.
And I was having a bad day, so I was like crying all day. So I just looked a mess, and I was really surprised. But it was like, I've never been surprised in any way ever. I've never had like a party or a birthday or anything like that where I didn't know. So I was floored. I'm so excited.
You know what, though? That's kind of the best way to get engaged. I got engaged wearing my underwear in the kitchen.
I love that.
No makeup. Like, social media has made everything so extravagant to the point where it's just unrealistic expectations, and also it's just a lot now. Like it's a lot. Weddings, engagements, it's a whole event, like videographer and event planners, and you don't need all of that. And it's amazing if you want to do it and like have a good time, but I feel like if you genuinely know, who cares?
Yeah, I knew I wanted a very private engagement my entire life, because I'm like, I felt like I would be so embarrassed if people were like there or watching, or if it was in public. And so it was perfect. It was super private. My best friend was there though.
Fun. Did you get pictures?
I got pictures. I'll show you the real pictures. I did not post the real pictures. He did, but I was mortified. That's why I planned the trip to Cabo. I'm like, we have to go somewhere. I have to be on the beach. We need to take a photo where we like look nice and engaged.
Yeah.
And I'm not hysterically crying.
And to announce it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys have been together a year-ish. Yeah.
Yeah, almost a year, coming up on a year.
And how did you meet?
He is my best friend's best friend.
Oh, okay. So through mutuals.
Yeah, they grew up together. He's from here. He's from Beverly Hills, and I'd heard about him and like so many times. It was just like, oh, my friend Miles, but he doesn't go out. He doesn't drink or anything. So I never met him. And then I went to lunch one day. He was there, and we never separated.
And you were very private about your relationship. Was that just because you know what kind of comes with the territory?
Yes. And also I've overshared so much about my relationships. Obviously, that was like some of my biggest moments have been like about my horrible relationships. And I also feel like prior to now, I wanted to almost like prove something. Like I was like making things seem like better than they were.
Mhm.
And I wanted like people to think I had someone who really likes me or whatever it was. And I just feel so confident in this one that I'm like, I don't care who knows it. Like I want to keep it to myself, you know?
Yeah, I feel like sometimes when you know it's real because you don't want to share it. Like that's your moment and you know that. And it's funny when people give hate about length of relationship. I've never thought that matters. Like
Mhm.
I just told you I moved in with my husband 4 weeks after meeting him. Like I got a matching tattoo with him, my first ever tattoo when I was 18 a week after knowing him.
I love that.
So, and here we are 12 years later. Like it just doesn't matter.
Mhm.
And I feel like as cheesy as it is true when you know you know. And I feel
Yeah.
like you knew that with him.
I absolutely knew. Also, like, just like you were saying, I feel like if he does things for me, my thought is never to like share. It's always like I wanted to really keep it for myself.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that.
He's the best.
Have you started wedding planning or are you waiting?
I don't want a wedding.
Period.
I don't not okay. I don't want like I for sure I want to have either like a big party. I don't want to have like a wedding ceremony, like a traditional walk down the aisle
Yeah.
situation. We've talked about maybe just doing like a 50-person party
Yeah, keeping it small.
or flying somewhere. I have no idea. I know that it's not a big wedding. It was never for me.
Yeah, and I feel like it can be so special either way, but also when you're in the public eye, it draws so much more attention when you have this huge thing that you might not get the privacy that you want.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I told you I got married in a courthouse. I
I
paid
love it.
$11.99 for a dress at Ross Dress for Less.
For me, it's really just I don't want to plan something.
Yeah.
That sounds like homework. It sounds like
No, it's a lot.
it sounds like work. Like I don't
Yeah.
want to do any of that. And who's it for really? I feel like if you have a big family and there's like that expectation, then it's important. But
Mhm.
I don't.
You have a small family. Yeah.
Mhm. And I just again, I'm like I could do it just us two.
Are you gonna wait?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
We'll probably have a long engagement.
Yeah. Well, I guess was Cabo like your engagement moon? Is that what
Yeah.
they call it? Engagement
I don't know. We
moon?
literally just went on a trip,
Okay.
but I took pictures and I was like, now we're engaged.
I love it. Okay, I kind of want to go back because I just found out like 5 minutes ago that you're from Arizona, which I
Yes.
did not know because Scott and I both, well, Scott lived there his whole life, but I just moved here in March from Arizona. When did you come to California?
I came in 2018. So a year before I was supposed to graduate college, I came here. I was like, I'm going to finish online. Of course I didn't.
You didn't?
No.
A year before graduation?
Not even a year, like 6 credits before graduation.
Oh, are they expired? I wonder if you could do that.
I think I'm not sure actually how it works, but there's no way I could finish. I think like the last things I had to do was like biostats and like
Oh, God.
I'm not doing that.
Wait, what was your major?
Public health.
Did you go to ASU?
U of A.
Oh, I love U of A. The
Yeah.
campus is so fun.
It was a best time of my life.
And why did you come here?
I saw The Greatest Showman. I'm not kidding.
No.
I swear to God, I don't know what mental illness this is. I saw The Greatest Showman and I was so genuinely moved by it that I was like, first of all, I saw it 8 times. I kept bringing everyone I knew. I'm like, you have to see this movie.
I've never seen it.
But you
knows-
can't even, it's not the same. You couldn't just like sit on your couch and watch it. Like you need to be in there.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. Scott knows every word to those songs. He sings them all the
But
time.
it's so good. I have the soundtrack in my car. I love it. But
Okay.
I was so like something about it. I was like, I don't know if I felt like I needed to be in the movie or what, but I was like, I have to go to California. I have to go to LA. Like my life needs to be bigger than this. Like it was so inspiring to me. So thank you, Zendaya, Hugh Jackman.
So you literally moved here and were like, I'm going to be an actor? Like, did
Yes.
you want to be, oh, okay. So you wanted to be in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you ever like do
No.
anything with Got it.
Not one audition.
Got it.
Nothing.
So what did your life look like when you came here? Like, what were you doing?
I came here. I originally moved to Redondo Beach
Okay.
because my friend Avery and she had like a condo. Her parents had a condo there. So we were like,
Love the name.
we'll just go there. Oh, yeah. We'll just go there. Like we'll find jobs and then we'll find an apartment and like whatever. I immediately got a job at Catch, like the restaurant.
Yeah. I love Catch.
And I worked there for I think like almost 3 years. And I met everyone I knew through Catch, all my friends. I met Tana like through friends that I had met at Catch. So my whole life now is probably because of that job.
Wow. So is that what brought you starting the podcast with Tana? Like, is that kind of how life took off for you, or were you doing other stuff on social media, brand deals and all of that?
No, I mean, I was posting like my own like funny TikToks here and there, but I wasn't an influencer by any means. We were just friends.
Mhm.
And I think initially her plan was just to have us, like it was two of us originally on the first episode.
Mhm.
Then we just never stopped doing it together.
How long ago was that?
I think it was 2021.
Oh, so it's been a long time.
We took a long break in between,
Yeah.
but yeah, it has been a long time.
How's that going now?
It's good. We've kind of announced now that like I don't think we're gonna keep going with it, at least for now. We've talked at least about taking like a big long break, if not ending it completely. I feel like both of us are very fatigued of it, kind
Mhm.
of. I feel like both of us are in such different places than we were when we started, and it's
Yeah.
very just feels different now. It's not as fun for either of us anymore. And so at the very least, we'll probably take 6 months, a year off and then
Okay.
maybe reassess. But
And obviously you guys were friends before, so do you feel like having a podcast and getting in business with someone that's your friend affects that relationship?
1000%. And I like people see it too. Like it's very apparent to people, but I don't think anybody should like work with their partner or friends or anything. And it's not that like it's a bad relationship. I love her more than anything.
Mhm.
It just changes the dynamic of a friendship so much. Like
Yeah.
I felt like we had a child. You know what I mean? And now like
Totally.
we can't even nurture this like marriage that we have because we're like so focused on this kid that we have instead of compare it to. But it just it really did change like the dynamics. So that I feel like that's a big element too. We want to be friends.
Yeah.
We are friends, but we don't, it's not like we don't spend time together like we used to because we just, we travel the world and like
Mhm. It's all work related.
when we get home, we're like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Give
all
me
work
some
related
space.
is
Yeah.
what it is. And we don't want it to be that way.
I also think there's a difference between working with your friends or working with your friends slash family when you're both on camera.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a big difference. Like, I feel like when people are off camera or doing behind the scenes things, but when you're both the face, when you're both women, I feel like audiences, especially when you're in a podcast, like you guys are so unhinged in the best way. Like, I love it because no topic is untouched, but it can obviously cause controversy. And I feel like when it's two women that are powerful, beautiful, have a lot of passionate followers, but also a lot of haters, you're automatically pinned against each other. And I think it's impossible to not let other people's opinions about either or affect the relationship.
It is. And it's such a strange feeling because it's like I won't feel any type of way about something or I won't think something is true. And I'll read it so many times that I'm like, wait, like, like, do we hate each other? Like,
Mhm.
it was I, mean to her in this bit? Like, everything is so hyper analyzed, like the way we blink and look at each other and like the inflection of our voices. Like,
Yeah.
it's just nobody's meant to have their conversations like so analyzed that way with their best friend, like every single time. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it makes me sad too when I read comments, like negative comments regarding you, like telling you to not be part of the podcast or like, oh yeah, they hate each other. When really, from someone that also has the same job, I know that nobody knows anything.
At all.
And it's insane what people make up just from clips. And I think TikTok is so toxic when it comes to clickbait, when they take stuff out of context or clip certain episodes or 5 seconds of a hour-long podcast episode, and then people just run wild with it.
No, yeah. TikTok is like a podcaster's worst nightmare, in my opinion, because
yeah.
it's like the amount of clips that have been like so, they'll cut off the end where I like clarify and, like explain exactly what people get upset about.
Mhm.
And it's scary. I think it's been the best job ever. I love it more than anything. But I think both of us are in like such a like an era right now where we're like trying so hard to be peaceful.
Mhm.
And the nature of our show has never been peaceful. We've always been like, causing issues. That was like the whole point.
Mhm.
And now we're like, wait, maybe we like don't want to do that.
Do you think that comes from growing up and maturing? Because obviously you were in your very early 20s when you first started this. Or do you think that comes from the culture and from all of these comments kind of getting to you guys?
Probably a combination of both. And she's like definitely not affected by comments in the way that I am. But
Yeah, it's like it keeps me up at night. I
me
can't
too.
that's why I can't read stuff anymore. I can't scroll, which I was telling you, I took a break earlier this year just because it like consumes me in a way that makes me ashamed, I guess.
Mhm.
But I never struggled with any mental health issues until I blew up on social media. It ran heavily in my family and I was like, I guess I'm the lucky one. Like whatever, life's
That is
easy.
so lucky.
And then when all this stuff happened, it was like, and trust me, I'm so grateful for my life and what I have, but I was like, fuck the fame, the money, the connections, this life. It's not worth it.
Mhm. Yeah, like, 2 things can be true at the same time. I always say, like, I'm so happy and I'm so fortunate and I love it so much, but it can also of course, it is so hard. This is
Mhm.
not hard. Sitting down and filming an episode is not
Yeah.
hard.
Physically, it's
Receiving
still hard.
yeah, like, and I that's another thing that got clipped I recently said, and it just blew up, and everyone's like, "An hour a week, you have to sit down and talk, like, you poor thing," but it's never what I mean. Like, what I mean is just, like, the physical toll that, like, or mental toll that it has on you to read or and consume so many opinions about yourself every single week,
Mhm.
negative opinions,
Mhm.
and, yeah, I feel like both of us just have I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I feel like boundaries are so healthy, and also, when you love someone so much and have a history with someone like you do with Tana as friends, sometimes it's best to put that business on the back burner or take a break to be able to focus on each other, you
Mhm.
know? Like, I don't think anything's wrong with that.
I do like, it's so interesting because outside of the podcast, we are so close, but when it comes to the podcast, it's hard to get us, to agree on anything, and it's just very it's not like a fun and comfortable thing to like,
Sure.
I never wanna be in a business with somebody that I love and care about that much because I like, when we don't agree, I don't like it. It doesn't
Yeah.
make me feel good.
Yeah.
I'm excited to just not have even that element of our friendship anymore.
Totally. And I think that'll be great.
Mhm.
What do you think? So, say you take a pause, what do you think you would do in that time?
I don't know. Of course, I've thought about, like, doing my own. Tana has multiple podcasts, so it's like I've always kind of thought about, like, what if I had one on the side or one
Mhm.
where I can, like, bring people in and interview. But I don't know, I feel, like, nervous about it for some reason. I think just because, again, I'm like, here I am, I can't consume all these comments anymore, and then I'm like, "Oh, let me just start another one."
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. I thought I've yeah, I don't know.
I I just love how real you are, and I think the first time I actually ever saw clips from Canceled and I was like, "Okay, this is something I would listen to," is when you talked about sponsoring that girl in the Philippines.
Oh, Marianne. I mean, she used to be 45 pounds. She's probably much, um, more grown now.
Oh, I love that.
Mhm.
How old was she when you were sponsoring her?
11.
Are you still sponsoring
Yes,
her?
I'm still sponsoring her. I
Really?
did overdraw my account one time, and I think that's why still people still to this day will be like, "You're broke." I'm like,
I'm in this apartment, babe. She's not. She's not. But you know
but
what?
so valid, and that was honestly recently. And
So
people
going back to talking about stuff like this, where does that come from that you are just so unhinged in yourself and so outspoken? Like, have you been like that your entire life?
I think so. I think I'm just not like I shouldn't say I'm not ashamed of anything because there's definitely a lot of things I'm ashamed about, but I don't get really like embarrassed talking about hardly anything.
Mm-hmm.
And especially like the nature of Tana and I's friendship, it's like that's what we were really talking about, everything.
Yeah, you guys are the most iconic duo when it comes to just not giving a flying fuck.
Yeah, well,
Some of
like
the stuff that comes out of your mouths, I'm like, if I ever said that, oh my God.
well, I don't feel like it's like that anymore. Now I feel like I'm way more aware. I think we were just
Mm.
so young when we started it. We were like, what do we like? What could possibly be the consequences of saying
Yeah.
these things? And there are consequences. Like just the people that we've dragged and like the things that we've like shared that we never should have shared about ourselves and our lives and dating and stuff. I think we're looking back at it now and we're like, oh no.
Yeah, this year was the year that I was like, okay, the internet really is like a blueprint of everything. And as soon as it's posted, you can't go back whether I
Mm-mm.
delete something or not. And I'm trying to remember that of like, I need to watch what I say, how I act, what I do. Because there will be a time I'm sure my children will see certain things.
No, that's okay. I change so often, like one week to the next. Like one time I'll just be want to be so private and mysterious and I want no one to know anything about me. And the next week I'm talking about like having a hemorrhoid. You know what I mean? Like I can't commit to anything.
It's
So
okay,
it's
babe.
like
We've all been there.
I've actually never had a hemorrhoid. I don't know why I'm just sharing that. Like I'm just making
No,
up
it's okay. We can
rumors about
talk about
myself.
it. No,
Never had one.
I went through pregnancy and childbirth. Like I'm roided up.
I just saw okay, maybe again, stop. I just saw someone shitting corn or said that they shit corn on the table when they had a baby. Corn, like
Oh.
full corn kernels.
Yeah, no, that happens because when you give birth vaginally, you don't know what's coming out of what hole.
Yeah,
And
I'm
like
just
if
like
they,
anticipating shitting on the table. I feel like that's like a obviously
yeah,
it
no, it
just like
is. Like,
happens.
what if they had corn on the cob the night before? We're not gonna
I
judge
know.
it
I think
here.
there's like there's like some sort of unspoken rule about like when you can have corn at the end of your pregnancy
I don't
that I
think
just
that's
made up.
true. Yeah, because you just don't know when you're gonna give birth, you know?
That's true.
Luckily, I didn't have to worry about shitting because I got C-section. So
Did
it's
you do that?
fine.
Did you opt for that or did you have like a complication?
No, my son, so my husband's 6'5" and he was born 13.5 pounds.
Oh wow. Wait,
Yeah.
congratulations on your husband being 6'5".
Thank you so much. I really appreciate
That's
that. You
huge.
get it. You get it. Yeah, it's because in heels, I'm almost 6 feet tall.
Oh my
So I
goodness.
wanted someone that I could look up to, not at eye level or like look down, can't.
That's a power couple.
And like you are not the same length when you're laying horizontal. I don't care what people
Mm-mm.
say. I don't want to feel someone's toes in my shin. You know what I'm saying?
Relax. I'm marrying a short king.
Oh,
So
I'm so sorry. Wait, he looked taller than
I
you in
really didn't know he
pics.
is. He's 5'10" or 5'9" or
Okay.
something.
Yeah,
But
you're
I'm
very
5'3".
petite.
So
Yeah, girl, it's fine. We have like the same height difference with our men. It's fine. So, anyways, yeah, he was a really big baby, cracked his mom's pelvis, and
oh
so
God.
I was also a really big baby. So when I was pregnant with my son, and I was massive, like,
Really?
oh my God, my OB every week was like, "You gained 9 pounds this week. Like, let's slow it down." And I was like, "Don't
What do
tell
you
me
mean
what to
slow
do."
it down? I'm
Yeah,
growing a
I
human.
said, "Let me eat my Krispy Kreme. Leave me
Mhm.
alone."
That's what the baby wants.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm shocked I did not get gestational diabetes though, because I was going through a Krispy Kreme drive-through and like getting a dozen donuts for myself. That's not a lie.
I'm so bad that if the baby wants a donut,
I'm
then the
glad
baby
I
wants
did
a
it
donut.
then. Anyways, long story short, they were doing weekly anatomy scans and his head was huge.
Mhm.
And so at 38 weeks, they were like, if you want to try to even have him vaginally, which I really want, I was like, I'm going to do unmedicated vaginal birth. Okay,
You thought so?
sure. Yeah, oh, yeah. I was convinced.
Was
Yeah.
it because like, do you think were you afraid of like
No,
side effects or something?
no,
Or
my mom had us naturally and she had really quick births. Like she had my sister in 6 hours and me in 3. I labored, so they induced me a week early so he could try to fit out of me. I labored unmedicated for 43 hours. And my mom's like, don't give up. I said, bitch, I slid out of you in 3 hours. I don't want to hear anything from you. So, and it ended up being an emergency C-section because his heart rate dropped.
oh no.
And then my daughter was even bigger. And so she was a scheduled C-section just because they said that I was at higher risk to hemorrhage because she was even bigger trying to do a VBAC. And so I just did C-sections.
Well, that's nice at least. So you didn't have to shit on the table.
I didn't have to shit on the table, but C-sections, because you have anesthesia. Again, here I am saying way too much information, but the moms will feel me. They'll understand. Anesthesia is like taking opioids where everything slows down so you can't poop.
Mhm.
So I could not. Oh God, I can't believe we're talking about this. I could not poop after CV for 9 days.
Oh no.
And hence the hemorrhoids. And it was so bad to the point where like
Uncomfortable and
I
it's like
couldn't sit. Like I was sitting on like one ass cheek. My mom was like, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "Nothing." She's like, "You're constipated, huh?" So she made me chug Miralax, and I am not kidding. This is so graphic. I'm so sorry, everyone. But
no.
it came out the color of cement. It was like white because I had been living up there for so long.
But I love that you share that. And that honestly, like not 9 days, but after my boob job, same kind of situation because anesthesia, like again, is just it constipates you.
Yeah.
My whole life, I really pride myself in always being able to go, you know?
Yeah.
It was life changing. I'm like, I can't believe people are experiencing this.
Oh yeah, I'm the same way. I'm like sometimes 2 a day. So when that happened to me,
Sometimes I'm always do a
That
decade.
no wonder you're so tiny. You're like flushing out
It's my
daily.
favorite thing ever.
Ugh. Speaking of your boobs, because I was gonna ask you, you have like some of the nicest boobs I've ever seen. I thought they were
Thank you.
natural. They
They
sit so natural.
Thank you. It's because I've had like double D's my whole life, but I was heavier. So when I lost weight, they were just the sack was there and the fat was not. So I just filled them back up again.
That's kind of what happened to me, but with pregnancy, because I was a 34 double D naturally before
Mhm.
kids. And then I became massive. And then I breastfed my kids for 14 months.
Wow,
And
congratulations. That's
thank
amazing.
you. And they were like empty tube socks. Like my
Mhm.
nipples are touching my thighs. They just like, I don't even know how, I'll show you a picture after. It's actually insane to see them. And so I did a lift and then she actually had to take tissue out and fill it with an implant.
Yeah, a lot. I feel like it happens a lot. I think about it because I'm like, I did it, and then I'm probably gonna have kids within the next 5 years, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably have to do it again.
Did you get a lift?
But I didn't get a lift.
They look so
I
good.
wanted them to be lower. I
Yeah.
wanted them to still look like my boobs did before. I didn't want to have to gain weight back.
Who is your doctor?
Dr. Daniel Barrett.
I've heard about him.
He was the best. I honestly found him on TikTok, which is like probably not how you should find anybody who's like going to cut into your body, but he was amazing.
Well, and if you like hear people's stories and know that they're getting a good job, like he did amazing.
He did my eyelids too.
Oh yeah. Okay. I want to talk about this too. And I love that you're open about plastic surgery because I'm the same. And you can tell me if you agree with this. I have always been so open about every work that I've had done. I've never lied about it. I've always talked about it. But where I get frustrated is people are mad at, say, celebrities who we know have had work done, but they just don't talk about it. And people give them so much shit for not being honest and having unrealistic body expectations. Whereas people like you and I will talk about the work that we have done. And then it's like, for me, it's held against me
Hmm.
in saying that I'm fake or I only look like this because I've had work done and not because I've like made a lifestyle change or started working out really hard. Have you experienced negativity when it comes to plastic surgery like that?
Absolutely. When I did my eyelids, I thought it was like the most lighthearted thing in the world. I've always shared everything about filler, Botox,
Yeah.
surgery, and no one's ever really gotten on me about it. They'll say I look uncanny valley, but I'm like, thank you.
Valid.
But the eyelids, I think because people don't see it as often, it was like people were traumatized by it. They were like, "What are you doing to you're cutting your eyelids off?" You know what I mean?
They look so good though.
Thank you. And it's really common, but it's such a quick recovery that most people just don't share it.
Mhm.
I never thought twice about it, but I've never gotten so much hate
Why?
because, you're setting a horrible example for young girls. You're setting women back hundreds of years. You hate yourself obviously because who would do that if you didn't? And I don't know, it was really frustrating because like you said, I'm like, I think I'm being honest. I think I'm doing the right thing. That's what everyone demands out of people. But
Mhm.
then again, when you do share, it's a weapon.
Yeah, and I think here's my thing. Before I was able to afford surgeries like that, there were a lot of things about my body or my face, like my nose. Like I wanted to get a nose job since a girl when I was a sophomore in high school told me I had a massive bump on my nose, but that wasn't an option for me. I didn't have the ability to afford that. So my entire life I wanted one thing fixed and I wasn't able to until I could afford it. And so I think a lot of these women aren't realizing, or men too, that if there's something on your body that's really, really bothering you and like affecting your confidence, if you have the ability to change it, I'm sure they would. I think a lot of people just feel a negative way about it because maybe they don't have that ability or because they're mad that you're getting prettier.
Maybe it's almost like how like skinny people like really got mad about Ozempic because it's like they were
Yes.
so excited that they were skinny and now
Mhm.
everyone can be skinny. I feel like it's kind of like the same vibe. I so get the like the argument that's like, little girls watch you and like
Completely.
encourage like, I don't want anyone with like hooded eyes to think that like I hated hooded eyes or anything. But at the
And
end of
that's
the
how I
day,
feel about my nose. I'm like,
yeah.
I think there are so many women that have the most beautiful noses with bumps on them. It was just something that was ingrained in me because so many people had told me about it or talked about it, and
Hmm.
it like fucked with my mind.
Yeah, that's hard. I think it just of course like, I want to be like responsible with my platform, but also I was getting it regardless. So it was either I popped out and I pretended I just randomly am open-eyed all of a sudden, or I shared it. So I chose to share it, and like, my bad.
Yeah, and with something on your face, you can't really hide that. Like, I thought about the same with my nose. I was like, should I even share this? But I was like, what am I going to come on one day with a perfect button nose?
I thought about doing that with my boobs. I'm like, check out these knockers that have been here the whole time.
You're like, I've just been hiding them.
Yeah, I feel like truthfully the eyelids, I almost feel like people might not have noticed, because I think a lot of times it's like you can't put your finger on it, but like someone just looks slightly different or
Mhm.
better or whatever it is. But so, like, some people will be like, you can't tell the difference. You look exactly the same. That was such a waste. Or people will be like, it looks awful. You destroyed your face.
Well, I'm sitting here looking at you and you looked airbrushed and
Well,
flawless. So,
thank you. I'm
okay,
really happy with it, and I think that's
that's all that
the
matters.
takeaway.
Okay, so I want to ask you because you just talked about how you lost a bunch of weight.
Mm.
I want to know for my own personal gain, what did you do?
Depression. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually getting on Prozac. I'm
Really?
stoked about it.
Everybody's so different. I'm always so curious to know. I actually literally posted a video on my Friends Only yesterday being like, what's everyone's medication regimen? Because
Yeah.
I've been on Wellbutrin for probably like 10 years now, and it's like been a godsend. What were we even talking about?
Losing weight.
Oh, I went through a breakup years ago in 2022, and I lost like 25 pounds. And it's always been very easy for me to maintain a weight. It's hard for me to lose weight. So that I lost weight from very, like, in a very unhealthy way, not eating at all.
Yeah.
And then I was able to kind of stay down there.
Yeah. Someone else that works with me is also on Prozac, and she said she loves it because it helps with both her depression and anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
which is what I was looking for because I have a rescue anxiety med, but I need something more consistent. And I
Yeah,
think that also helps with depression.
it does a lot. Most of them, or not most of them, but I feel like a lot of them cover both bases. I tried a lot of different things. I feel like the mechanism of like action obviously is different. Like Prozac is different than, you would know better than I, obviously.
Yeah.
But Wellbutrin was the only thing that didn't make me sleep all day.
Yeah.
And usually you can tell, like, my mom has a really good experience with Wellbutrin, my sister. So like, I feel like usually you can tell based on what people in your family respond to well.
That's what I was going to ask you. So mental health runs in your family.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Have you always struggled with it, or was it not until your adult life?
Yes. Like, very badly. I have always been really, like, I feel like messed up mentally, and then obviously very exacerbated by our circumstances now. But I'm very well medicated now. I feel like I've gone through it. Like, when I went through that breakup, I was completely raw dogging life. I'd come from Arizona, and you can't just get in with a psychiatrist here. I was struggling with it. I don't even remember why, but I cold turkey, like, went off all my medication, and I didn't, like, it didn't affect me much because I, like, situationally, like, I was doing really well at the time. But the second something happened, it was a huge mess. And now I'm on plenty of things.
Well, and you're really strict with working out too, which congrats, you're going to the Aloe gym.
Thank
That's
you.
a big deal. Didn't they reject you or something?
No, that
Oh.
common misconception. Hi, Matt rejected me.
Okay. I was going to say, Aloe's like, no, come back, please.
No, I've gone to Aloe for a few years, but
I've never even heard of Hi Mat.
Hi Matt is like, it's a private gym on, I want to say, La Brea. But
Not
it's
anymore
so
after this.
No, I know. Well, they it's funny, they're supposed to at least say like you got denied. I said that on the podcast, and they never messaged me again. But they, I guess, are very exclusive over there. And you know what? They were right to do that, because here I am on another podcast talking about them.
They're just free advertising.
Yeah, no, Aloe I love, and I am consistent now with working out. I used to reject the idea that working out like improved your quality of life, because I was like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But it has helped me so much.
I'm so glad. We need to go together. I was messaging you about it the other day because I was telling you that I do Pilates. I'm a big Pilates girl, and Aloe reached out asking me to go, but I don't want to go by myself.
Have you never been?
I've never been Aloe.
Oh my God. It's the happiest place on earth.
I know. They've been messaging me for months. They even messaged me before I moved here because they knew I was always coming back and forth to LA.
No.
And they were like, please come in. But I'm such a pussy to go to stuff by myself. I'm so shy.
I am too, but I mean, that's like my social hour now for the week. I
Okay.
go like usually probably like 3 times a week. And it's everyone there is my friends now, and people we know come in and out, and so it's really just like exciting. Like, who am I gonna see? It's like school or something.
That's why everything in LA, I feel like a kid in a candy shop. I'm like, what? There's so much that happens that I just didn't know about.
Right. Yeah, I know. I always think like, oh, maybe I could go back to Arizona or whatever, but like the access that we have to like there's always something to do. There's
Mhm.
always somewhere to go. There's a place for everything.
And just with work events and
Mhm.
connections. And I couldn't live in the city. That's my issue. And that's what I told my husband when we came here is I was like, I can't live in LA,
Mhm.
like LA, just because the traffic, it's hotter over here. But you're so young and hot and like,
No,
you can be out and about. Like with kids, I'm like, there's no like fucking parks around here.
right. That will my like I said, I grew up in Arizona, so I have parking lots.
Yeah, like the street parking here.
Yes, but I love the valley for that reason because parks and like open. I want to feel like I can like walk 10 steps without like running into someone or something. So I love that. Especially the second that I have kids, I'm over there.
Come join me.
I would love
The
to. I
schools
love
are
it over
so
there.
good. I'm not kidding. The other day we drove maybe 30 minutes and it was almost a 20-degree difference
Really?
in
Because it gets
temperature.
so hot over there.
Well, like it was cooler by me,
Oh, really?
hotter towards the city, hotter over
I wonder
here.
what. It's probably because it's like trapping the heat.
Yeah. And I think you're farther from the water and also because we're like 20 minutes from Malibu.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not that bad. But it's like our little home away from home and I don't have to get on a freeway. Like unless I'm
Mhm.
recording or doing something like this, I maybe get on the freeway like once a week.
I love it. I can't wait. You have like my dream life.
You need to come see when our house is done.
I'm so excited. Just from what I've seen, even so far, I'm obsessed.
Okay, so you're talking a lot about obviously you're getting married, you want to have a family.
Yes.
You seem like you would be a great mom. Like you seem like you'd be really good with kids.
Oh, I hope so. I want kids so badly. I'm definitely not there yet. I probably
Yeah.
won't be there yet for at least a few years.
And that's okay.
But my fiance's older. He's 38.
Okay.
So he's ready,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I tell this to Scott too because Scott's dating and I say all the time, I met my husband, he was 24, and I can very confidently say, and he knows this, it wasn't until 30 that I was like, okay, you're mature now.
Hmm.
Like the first 6 years, I was like, what the fuck is going on, bro? Like they're just not ready yet.
Hmm.
And that was something that we like grew together and he had kids. So it was a different type of responsibility needed. But I feel like being with an older guy, especially in their late 30s, is so much easier because they're confident in who they are. They know how to treat a woman. They have their shit together in life. Like it's comforting having that.
Yeah. And I've never had someone who like truly like really takes care of me. Like I every guy I've been with prior to now is like I feel like I'm mothering them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I also like really attracted guys with like major mommy issues, but I don't want to feel like responsible for you and like taking care of you. And now I feel like I'm a little princess. He makes breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and he cleans the house, and he takes care of the cats, and he just wants to make sure like my life is as easy as possible. And I'm
I
like, this
love
is
that.
amazing.
Yeah. How did you know he was the one?
I just knew. I think actually no, I know the answer is because I know that I want to have children with him. You know what I mean?
Totally.
He is exactly what I've always pictured and imagined like the father of my kids to be like. And my grandpa, like my grandparents raised me, and my grandpa is like the most important person in the world to me. And he is so much like him.
I love that.
Like they're so alike. My grandma have been together since they were 13.
Wow.
And my grandma has dementia. She's like, she's no longer, she can't walk, talk, anything like that. And he takes care of her, like literally wakes up, does his whole day with her, puts her hair in a ponytail and paints her nails. And he takes care of her like, and it's the like most important thing to him. I always tell him like, I'll pay to have someone come help you if you need to. Like he doesn't want to. He's like, it gives me so much purpose.
Yeah.
I know that he would do that for me. You know what I mean?
Huge. Yeah.
So
I don't know your story about that. Do you have no relationship with your parents?
I have a relationship with my parents. It's more so like, I don't want to say friendship, but it's not like a parent
Mm-hmm.
dynamic. I talk to them kind of here and there. My dad more than my mom, but my grandparents to me are like my parents.
Yeah, that's kind of how my husband's grandparents were.
Mhm.
Um, our son is named after his grandfather, but David was his full-time caregiver his last year of life on hospice. So he left policing to take care of him full time. And he always says it was like the best year of his life because he got so much time with him, like living with him and caring for him. And I just think a grandparent's bond is so special. And like to be able to have that role to step in when his parents weren't, and same with you,
Mhm.
like that's such a privilege to have that,
It
you
is, and it
know?
was like a special attachment almost that I had. It's like, you know, when you like adopt a dog and they like you like rescued them, like, and they like you more. I feel
Yeah.
like that's kind of what it is. They brought me out of such a bad situation that
Mhm.
they're so important to me.
Okay, well, you talked about dating people with mommy issues, so I've gotta talk about Clinton Kane. 'Cause what
Poor
the
guy.
poor guy.
No, I'm totally kidding, but I that's one of those where I'm like, poor thing. Like he dated me. We dated for like less than 6 months.
That's why it makes me laugh because it became such a big thing, but that was when I first was like, "Oh, I'm a fan of this girl," because I watched every fucking video that you posted, which was like a 100-part series, and then I did so much research on him. I was, like, invested.
It was by far still to this day, now I look back on it and it feels like a movie I watched because I'm like, there's just no way that that
It
happened.
was a movie because you made enough TikToks to be the length of a movie.
It was, yeah, 13 parts.
How did you meet him?
I was a fan. I was a fan and he DM'd me out of nowhere.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, "I like your music." I was not interested in him, but, you know, I got bamboozled.
How have you ha did you guys ever talk after that 13-part series?
No, and, like and we the day that we broke up or, like, he was at my house, staying at my house, it was literally like, "Bye, love you, see you when you get home from, like, the studio," and we never saw each other again, like, we never even, like, broke up in person or anything, and then, obviously, we never spoke from the series, but the series, we were communicating through the series. It was a little bit of a
Wow.
back and forth.
What tipped it off? I can't remember.
He posted a TikTok, and, like, I can look at it now and think, like, maybe I overreacted. But he posted a TikTok saying, like, when you broke up 2 years ago and, like, she can't stop yapping about it. I was like, "Oh,
Okay, yes, my mind is being
yap I
refreshed.
will."
Well, yeah, you're like, "If you want me to I'll show you what yapping is."
It was reckless on his part because, like, did he not know? I mean,
Just, like, the accent, the, like, m mom
the
died, like
fake age, it was everything.
when did you find out about that?
Um, During our relationship. So, um, it was like I had kind of an idea like, I knew he was lying about a
Mhm.
lot of things. You can tell when someone's lying. He was, like, one of those who makes up, like, details as he goes, and I was literally
Mm,
like a kid.
yeah.
And so I was, like, kind of choosing not to believe it, but, like, I found out, like, halfway through our relationship that his mom was alive, or I had, like, a pretty good idea, and
Mhm.
I kept dating him, of course, because, again, unmedicated.
That is just so insane, like, I cannot imagine going with that and realizing, "Oh, yeah, no, she'll never find out."
Well, it was frustrating, and I mean, not frustrating, but, like, we had talked so much about a future and, like, all this, you know, all these plans we had for, like obviously, we didn't think we were gonna break up, but
Mhm.
I'm like, "What did he think was going to happen?" Obviously, he anticipated breaking up or he wouldn't commit so hard to these lies. You can't It's not sustainable.
Yeah.
But it's just like, you have to wonder, like, what could possibly go through somebody's head to make them do something like that.
Yeah, I mean, bless his heart, but I think he's just mad that he got caught.
I no, 100%. I know for a fact that still to this day when girls, like, talk to him, that he just says, like, "I'm absolutely insane," and, like, made all that up.
So he wants to admit it now. You're
I
like,
know.
"But you."
Well, he just put out a song where in it he says, like, "I told the whole world that they could find your grave," like, talking about his parents. I'm like, "You know what? Good on you, accountability."
He's like, "Let me make an EP out of it." He's like,
Yeah.
"New single out."
I feel bad for him.
Yeah.
You have to. Like, I feel like in the it was I like laugh about it, and when I made the series, it was very like lighthearted. But when I went through it, that's like the most traumatic thing I could possibly imagine. I felt like I don't know how to describe it. It was like my boyfriend died.
No,
Like
it's a culture shock. Like it's there's so many undiscovered parts about it, and when you're literally committing to somebody, that would freak me out.
yeah,
I
and it
would be
also
freaked
felt
out.
like I don't even I'm trying to think of the word I'm trying to say, but it was like gross because it was like I feel like he just completely took advantage of me. I don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
Like you made up this person. I literally don't even know who I'm like sleeping with every night. Like it was like
Yeah.
violating kind
Yeah,
of.
that's gross. Okay, I want to talk about jorts Kane because I had no idea what people were talking about when it came to Jortsgate, and then I went down the rabbit hole. What made you guys release that footage?
Um, I think we had just built it up for so long. We had talked about this like big Jort skate that we had for so long that it felt we just want to give like the live shows like something, you know what I mean? They come thinking they're gonna get like something that
Mhm.
they wouldn't get normally on the podcast. So in our heads, we were like, this is going to be perfect. They're gonna love this. They're gonna feel like they saw something that no one else saw. And then obviously it got posted and people were like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys?
What the fuck's wrong with you guys? Like, why would you release it?
Yeah, I think, yeah,
Do you regret it?
no.
I think it was very real and honest. And honestly, I praise Tana for being okay with releasing that because I think that's a huge accountability check that she was willing to take. And I think that shows like a lot of maturity on her end because I would be so scared to release something like that.
Hmm.
But is this like something that you've experienced in the past or was this like a one-time thing?
It was definitely not a one-time thing. That was for sure the worst of it
Mhm.
because I feel like there had just been such a build about it. And it was a common theme. Like we fight only over the same things constantly. It's never like randomly something new. It's always things like, timing or like logistics that we just don't agree on.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, I mean, it's never that bad. And I feel like we showed it because it's like, look at us, we're sisters. We fight and immediately that night we were friends again.
Yeah.
So like, I think it just didn't translate the way we might have wanted it to.
Well, but you know what? I think too, it was very honest. And I also think if something else was really going on behind the scenes, you could have just not released it. And so I
Mhm.
think it actually, in my opinion, was kind of cool that you guys released it just because you both didn't really give a fuck. Whether people took it how you wanted to or not, I
Mhm.
think you were being very honest and real and also showing the relationship behind the scenes that people don't see because they see an hour a week of you guys chit chatting with microphones on the podcast, which can be cut in any which way. But I think to see like that raw dynamic between the two of you when you do mix friendship and business, it can get really complicated. But also, again, I feel like if there was other animosity and you guys weren't okay at the end of that situation, you would have just not released it.
Right. I feel like if we were still experiencing things like that, it would be like too touchy a subject.
Totally.
The theme of the show really was like how far we've come. So
Yeah.
that was like how we set it up anyway. We were like, you
Oh,
guys
okay.
wouldn't believe like what touring used to be like for
Okay,
us. You
I
know what I
didn't
mean?
know that. And
Yeah.
that's another thing with TikTok taking clips out of
Hmm.
context because obviously the video was shown from someone in the audience. So I don't as an audience member on a screen and not there, I don't realize what the live episode was about.
Yeah. We were just saying like, touring used to be like an absolute nightmare because we hadn't had like, we jumped into it, nothing figured out, like no one really to help us. We had kind of just like people in positions that they probably shouldn't have been in. And we were just like raw dogging. And it showed. And I feel like that's kind of the point we were trying to get across.
But look how far you came.
Yeah. And
Cheers.
everything works like out so bad. Like found out like ways like to make it work better. Like at that time, I wasn't allowed to show up to the venue without her. So I was like, I had all this like impending doom, like, oh my God, we're gonna be late. We're gonna be late.
Mhm.
And like we've worked out so many of those little like intricacies that now it just runs very
Yeah.
smoothly.
You obviously are very open like we've talked about and that can create hate as we've all experienced on social media. What do you think is the most misunderstood thing about you?
It's hard to say. I always feel very misunderstood. I think what really bothers me the most is the Tana friendship thing. Like, I hate people saying like, I hate her. I secretly don't like her. I'm mean to her. I disagree with every single thing she says because I hate her. Like, I hate that so much because I love her literally more than anything on the planet. And I think my communication style is just like, it rubs people, like some people, the wrong way naturally. I grew up with sisters and kind of honestly a violent family, so the way we talk to each other is maybe just different than a lot of people are used to. Some of my friends like talk back to me that in that way, and some don't. I feel like maybe I'm just a little bit abrasive to people sometimes, but I love her, you know?
And I think too, I see when there's videos about that animosity between the two of you, I see you guys in the comments like defending one another, which I really appreciate. I feel like that's a very rare thing to have, especially in this industry when people pit women against each other. It's usually people stay silent because they don't want to be a part of it. But like I've seen her defend you in comments and you defend her in
Mhm.
comments and defend the friendship in comments. I just think that when people are so convinced in their head, they won't listen to anything.
Yeah, and
But
once you decide something to be true, you're gonna view everything differently. I feel
yes.
like people kind of had this idea just because of things like the Jortsgate video, or like, we are open about like fights we've had and stuff like that. So in people's head, they're like, oh, they don't like each other. And then everything that they see is gonna be perceived as like, oh, well, that's a jab, like that was like a dig at her,
Mhm.
when it really isn't that way. But she is so supportive. Like every time, like when I'm getting hate for something, I feel like she always defends me and vice versa.
Yeah.
And it's just funny because, there will be something going so viral, like Brooke and Tana in huge fight. There's articles about it. And we've been on the phone for 2 hours, like dissecting Love Island. Like we're like, what is this? Like, that's not a real thing.
Who's your favorite on Love Island?
Ooh, I'm so obsessed with Love Island right now. I'm not even kidding. I'm sick. I'm supposed to do a podcast episode tonight. I'm like, not during Love Island hours.
No, it's actually like I feel like I have a disease. I'm actually ashamed
No,
because
I'm like, my cheeks are getting
I'm
red.
like tweaking. I'm like tweaking every night when I put my kids down. I'm like, don't talk to me. I make my bowl of popcorn and I sit my ass on the couch and I watch Love
I'm
Island.
obsessed, but I go so back and forth. It's crazy too. Like it's so symbolic. Like last week, Shelly was everybody's princess. Everyone hated Huda,
Uh-huh.
and now today, everyone's hating on Shelly, and everyone loves Huda.
I know.
I've been a Huda defender honestly since day one,
Really?
and everyone's gonna be like, "Of course she loves Huda," but I don't know. I feel like Huda's misunderstood, and I feel like I see a
Mhm.
little bit of myself in her, or maybe like my past self in her, and it makes me like sympathize.
I will tell you from the beginning, never liked Ace. And I think the Huda Jeremiah situation was so disappointing, which made me empathize with Huda because the entire fucking point of the show is to find a connection. And Ace was so anti-connection. And now what's he want to do? He wants to be exclusive with Shelly. Babe, I thought you're supposed to date around.
Mm-mm. None of that. No one's allowed to explore. Like, it's so interesting because they got on Huda and Jeremiah so bad for that, and then everybody like Taylor and Alandria haven't explored anybody else.
I know.
Now they have, but
I
like
know.
it took them this long. I know for certain that Ace is upset about that because he wanted Huda. I just know it.
I completely agree. And the fact that in this thing, his heart rate was the highest with her, and that's why Shelly's mad.
He was living for it.
Yes.
He never wanted her to get off. It was like, I don't understand why Shelly's not equally mad at Ace, but
Yeah.
I've lived for Shelly this whole time. I just like, oh man.
I know, I feel the same. Okay, well, we're gonna do something new. This is you're my trial.
Okay.
I asked on Instagram stories on the Cheers Instagram to ask you questions that fans want to know. So I have a
scared.
list of questions. We're gonna rapid fire through. You can answer them. You don't have to answer them. You tell me.
Okay.
Well, we kind of already touched this. Wedding details. What's the vision? You said you don't want a big wedding. You want it to be a little bit smaller.
Yeah, I could change my mind. I haven't really put a lot of thought into it because again, I'm not like rushing into getting married. We like obviously kind of rushed into getting engaged. I could wait a year. I could wait 2 years.
And if it feels right, that's not a rush. Just so you know, enjoy it. Like if it feels right, it's not a rush. You just
I'm
want
loving
your
it.
time.
I'm so happy.
Good. I'm so glad. That's all that matters. What is your favorite thing about Miles?
My favorite thing about Miles is he's so patient and understanding, and I've never had that ever in a partner. It's always been like a push and pull. We argue about everything. We never see eye to eye. He is so like if I tell him like, don't do that, that upset me, he'll be like, it'll never happen again. Like he's
He's a mature man.
he is. And
Love that.
he has the best parents and it shows. You
Good.
know?
Good. I'm glad. Do you plan to stay in LA forever? Do you think you'll ever relocate? Talked about that too.
Yeah. I feel like truthfully, I'll probably stay nearby, like probably at the valley.
Yeah. Perfect. We can be neighbors. Everyone is asking about your hair care routine.
Redken All Soft shampoo and conditioner. I've been using it for so long.
Okay.
But hair, I feel like is genetic. A lot of it.
Your slick back tutorial, I remember watching that over and fucking over again.
Thank you so much. You know, I had to stop doing it. I got traction alopecia.
Wait, really?
Yes. I have like full bald spots here. Like I don't have any
From
hair
your
left
slick
here.
back?
And it was so delayed. Like I've done those for so long. I don't know what happened. Maybe like a combination of things. I'm also very like stressed. But
Do you ever pull your hair back anymore? Or no,
just
because
to
of
work
that?
out. I've been trying to wear my hair down because I'm like, I'm balding. Nothing wrong with bald, by the way.
Now I'm scared because I love a slick back and I feel like it's gonna catch up to me.
No, as long as you take care of it. I think I was like doing too much.
Go-to fragrances.
My favorite perfume, I think now it's discontinued, but Charlie D'Amelio's perfume. I am not exaggerating or not kidding.
Really?
Born Dreamer. I'm obsessed with it. And I mentioned that one time on the podcast. I think they discontinued it, but my agents found like every last bottle and gave it to me. So I have like 100 of them.
Wait, that's amazing.
But it was so good. And Charlie, if you're listening, please bring it back.
I didn't even know she had a perfume, but I love the Britney Spears one.
Love. Oh my God.
That's a classic.
The little round bottle with the little
Yeah, the pink one.
I love I'm not a mature scent type.
Yeah.
Although I have been wearing Tom Ford Electric Cherry.
Oh, I have Tom Ford. It's like the vanilla musky one. Vanilla tobacco.
It's so good.
So good. Do you know, I think you would like that I just smelled the other day that I'm obsessed with, and I fucking ordered it online and my order got canceled because they were sold out. Is XO Khloe Kardashian.
Really?
It's amazing.
I was trying Cosmic, like Kylie's, but
I love Cosmic.
I don't know. Like I think I might be spraying too much of it or something.
Okay.
But
I do love Cosmic, but Chloe's was so good, and I ordered it from Ulta, and I got an email like 3 days later saying your order's been canceled due to fulfillment issues.
I hate that. Did you ever use have pink sugar, like the one that
yeah.
Oh my God, I wish I could wear that for the rest of my life. I don't care if I'm 40.
Or like my fucking like old Bath and Body Works mist that I would just like the hot Cheeto girl.
Yeah, sometimes I have every perfume in the world. Like 90% of the days I'll wear like Victoria's Secret Bombshell.
Yeah.
And like if I like it, I like it. Like I don't stray.
Like when I first got money, one of the first things I bought was Baccarat Rouge because I was like, everyone that's rich has this. Tell me why my bottle has like this much missing.
Really?
I still have a full, because I literally wear it like on like a red carpet. Where
Yeah,
I'm
it's like a nice dinner scent. It's not like an everyday.
Yes, and I'm like, why? I see people that literally douse themselves not every day, and I'm like, see, in my mind, I can't get there.
I think that should be punishable by law. I'm not even kidding. That I have a friend and I love her more than anything, but she wears so much perfume and I just don't have the heart to tell her, but I can't be in the same room.
Yeah, well, I'm like, Baccarat Rouge is like $5 a spray. Okay.
Yeah,
Every time I spray it, I'm like, I can literally smell my bank account getting less and less. It's insane.
I don't know. I almost fell victim to it too, but just because I'm a follower.
It's really good. I'll get it for you for your birthday or something.
Oh, perfect.
Okay. Boobs, pros and cons.
Pros, huge, gorgeous.
Obviously.
So much attention.
Literally porn titties. Obviously.
I'm totally kidding. But honestly, like I would be lying if I said that that's not why I got them. I've always had like boob attention my whole life. That was like the one thing I had.
You're like, if I have something, I got big titties.
Yeah. And when it went away, I was like, wait, no one cares about my boobs anymore. Like it, as shallow and horrible as that is, that's the truth. I wanted attention for my boobs and I got it back. Cons, I'm built like an AirPod. I'm built like a capital P. I have only upper body. And that's a con. And sometimes I tip over.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Gravity.
In
It'll
the
get
wind.
you.
Yeah.
It'll get you. It's okay. People say I'm built like SpongeBob. I'm like, have you seen this ass?
People say that about me too. Because I'm a short build. Also, I have a really short torso. So like, I'm just arms and legs.
It's okay. That maybe we are the same person.
I am obsessed with you.
Top 2 fave skincare products.
Ooh,
I
I've
wanna know
been
this for me.
this is so basic, but I've been using everything Rhode, but
I
then
love Rhode.
yeah, so I got like a when I was on tour, I just bought there's like a kit with all of the things in it because I
Yeah.
was like, I don't want to think about all the things I have to bring.
Mhm.
So I've been using that, but I'm trying to think. Oh, I've been using the Medicube pink, like it's like
The
salmon sperm
salmon
or something.
sperm. I've
Yeah.
heard such great things about
I'll
that.
give you all of you one. They sent me like 1,000 of them. Like I mentioned it on
Okay.
the podcast and I opened a package and there was like 30 in there.
Okay, my friend Jacqueline is obsessed with Medicube, and she just posted this massive box they sent, and I was like, "Okay, I have to get on it." Do you put it on immediately after washing your face?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get on that.
But,
What foundation do you wear?
right. Tarte face tape, like not shape tape, the concealer, but it's face tape. I've been wearing it for years. Right now I'm not wearing the proper color. Okay. I am green,
You're
but
not green. I don't know why you're
I'm
saying that.
green.
You
I
look
swear I'm green,
perfect.
but I've used it forever. I love it. I will never stray.
Okay. Well, I'm like, that's all the time we have here, folks.
Yay.
Thank you so much for having me. You're such a
Wait, no,
joy.
you had me.
Well, but you had me in your
Oh,
house.
of course. You're always welcome. All of
Yeah.
you. I'm sorry about my cats the whole time. And now
Don't be
look,
sorry.
look who wants to be peaceful now.
Yeah, he said, "No, I'm just chilling, basking in the sun. I'm obsessed with him." Yeah, we need to go to Aloe together.
Yes, you're gonna love it. You're gonna be so happy that
So
you
I'm
went,
not
and you'll
alone.
never leave.
Okay, valid.
It's so
We'll go
good.
together. Well, thank you so much. Where can everyone find you on socials?
Brooke Schofield on everything, and then canceled podcast.
Yeah, canceled podcast, Brooke Schofield, Big Titty Queen.
Huge.
Cheers, guys.